Hello and welcome back to Grim Survival. As you probably guessed, this video is going to be rather grim and talking about food shortages. The following is going to be several articles that I came across and read, did voiceovers of, including a lot of news articles that I had compiled together and put into this video. I'd like to give credit to one YouTube channel that I pulled a couple of clips from, Cole the Corn Star. He has interesting videos about his farm that he works on in Iowa, and I used a couple of his clips here, so give credit where credit is due. That being said, let's get right to it. Stay tuned to the end of the video where I will tell you what I know and what I've seen. So, yeah, stay tuned.
Food loss and waste is an ethical outrage. In a world with enough food to feed all people everywhere, 690 million people continue to go hungry, and 3 billion cannot afford a healthy diet. Food loss and waste also squanders natural resources, water, soil and energy, not to mention human labor and time. It worsens climate change, given the significant role of agriculture in generating greenhouse gas emissions. International concern is reflected in Sustainable Development Goal 2, which enshrines a commitment to achieving zero hunger, and in SDG 12, which calls on us to halve food waste and reduce food loss by 2030.
This article comes from eatthis.com. Posted October 5th, 2020, a massive meal shortage is coming, leading food bank says. Feeding America says its food banks could have a shortfall of 6 to 8 billion meals in the next year. Many people lost their jobs this year because of the pandemic, which means that many families have turned to food banks to ensure meals could be put on the table over the past couple of months. But what happens when leading network of food banks in America predicts it will experience a massive food shortage within the next year? Feeding America, a hunger relief organization and nationwide network of more than 200 food banks, recently reported that it could face a deficit of up to 10 billion pounds of food between now and June 2021, which translates to about 8 billion meals.
The ongoing pandemic has presented food pantries, such as the one run by the Salvation Army in Aberdeen, with a major task, satisfying an increased need while seeing a downturn in donations. It's something that resource manager Trent Dean says they've been battling since March.
We got out last Christmas pretty good, and we had quite a bit of food, and then COVID hit, and went from a very healthy stock of food to kind of getting to the end of it there.
On Wednesday, the organization sent out a message for help on social media, trying to help fill some of their nearly empty shelves. While individual donations haven't been down much, large food drives that the organization relies on have been canceled out of health precautions. Major Dale Hunt says those food drives are what helped the Salvation Army fill the need of the community.
Food banks like Second Harvest are doing whatever they can to continue to feed families right here in our community, from seeking donations to packing food boxes for other organizations to distribute.
We need a couple more.
Each food box goes a long way for families like Mary Davis, who has 3 children to feed.
Got a lot of bills to pay and stuff, run short on that.
Each week, Loaves and Fishes feeds between 1,500 and 1,700 people at its mobile food pantries. It's double what they were doing before the pandemic.
We anticipate the need staying at an increased demand for the months and possibly even the years to come until people, can rebound and pull themselves back up.
Feeding America told the Washington Post it's predicting a nationwide shortage of up to 8 billion meals in the next 12 months.
2 in 1.
That's partly due to programs that are set to expire. Loaves and Fishes' mobile food share is one of them and is expected to end at the end of the month.
This is coming out of Channel 10 KWTX. This is in Texas. As you can see up here in the top right corner, it is 83 degrees currently at the time of this recording. This was published October 13th, 2020 and updated 16 hours ago. Temple, Texas. As you can see from the picture, a St. Vincent's de Paul in Temple, Texas, they can't serve more than 1,000 clients it typically sees in a month after a fire destroyed its food pantry and warehouse on Monday.
Now the United Nations is warning the coronavirus crisis has put the world on the brink of a hunger pandemic. 265 million people could face acute food shortages by the end of the year. That is double last year's projections. CBS's Deborah Patta has more.
This is what hunger looks like when it spills over into the streets. A food stampede in Kenya's largest slum, leaving scores injured and 2 dead. White flags waved by defeated families in Peru, signaling to authorities they've run out of supplies. A mile-long line for food in India, where workers wait in the hot sun. Protests in Lebanon as food prices surge uncontrollably. Even in the richest countries, the virus has left people hungry, but for the world's poor, it means starvation. Like South Africa, where a national lockdown has led to a sudden loss of work and hunger for millions. Food distribution is weighed down by cumbersome bureaucracy. If you're not on the day's list, there is no food.
These people are desperate. They are hungry and they are angry. Their biggest fear, if the virus doesn't get them, hunger will.
This article comes out of Oregon Live. Updated today, 9:48 a.m. Yes, your grocery bills have gone up. Food costs surged in September. I'll read a little bit of this article. Washington, U.S. Wholesale prices jumped 0.4% in September as food costs rose by the largest amount since May. The Labor Department said Wednesday that September increases in its Producer Price Index, which measures inflation before it reaches the consumer, followed a 0.3% rise in August and a 0.6% surge in July, which had been the biggest monthly gain since late 2018. The 0.4% September rise was the bigger than economics has been expecting, and yeah, you can read it here. It goes on to say more of the same, that prices are going up, which anybody with 2 brain cells knocking around their head can see that at their own grocery store. This is just a clip I found on Twitter or YouTube. I can't remember which exactly. What you're seeing here is a grain silo or grain storage bin. These are used to store and dry grains such as corn, soy, wheat, and other various grains. The corn and soy obviously are mostly used to feed cattle and chickens and hogs in the United States.
Well, this is kind of what we're looking at through the whole farm.
You know, we definitely had some yield potential in this field, but this corn is snapped off down on the ground to a point where I really don't think we'd be able to pick it up with corn heads.
You're predicting what, 400 bushels an acre maybe?
At least. No, this is pretty typical of what we've been seeing.
Is it?
Yeah, throughout the entire area.
We got insurance on it, but it's not like a good crop. It just basically covers your cost.
Holy smokes. What in the world? What are you thinking, Cole?
A lot of damage. So this was a 5 million bushel grain storage facility. Not anymore.
Thanksgiving accounts for 40% of all whole turkey sales in this country. Industry leaders actually saw this coming. They made a decision back in May to cut production of large birds by about 15%. But they're still hoping turkeys will land on Thanksgiving menus across the country, just in smaller quantities.
Well, it's been quite concerning, really. However, what we're hopeful is that people will buy a smaller turkey or a turkey roast or a portion of a turkey and do it on the barbecue. And so we have lots of options in the turkey industry these days. We're hopeful that people will still eat turkey at Thanksgiving.
One day you opened up your store, your orchards, to sell apples, and then you had an unexpected visit by the Ontario Provincial Police. What happened?
I don't know if the police were called here or driving by, but they witnessed a large gathering of people. And I was informed that under the new provincial mandates handed down by our provincial government, due to the COVID situation, that there was only a maximum number of people that are permitted to gather in a social setting, and we had far exceeded that amount. Now, I didn't invite these people here, but it is a business and we are open, so I have no control over how many people travel to come here on a given business day. We did our best to deal with the situation, but it was pretty scary. I thought I was going to get a $100,000 fine.
All right, next you're going to see a clip that is actually from me and my YouTube channel. This video, the particular video, was October 30th, 2019. And if you want to check out more videos and this particular video, you can find the Food Shortage 2019 playlist on my channel. So if you want to see more of what happened and what, in my opinion, has caused this food shortage, check that out. All right, here's me talking. As it's an editing thing I do. Anyway, point of this clip is the variation of the colors in the soy, and you can see some of the very dark soil there. That means how, that just shows you how wet it really is. But the variation in colors, the greens, the tans you see in the back, a little bit of brown here, is just the variations in the maturity level of the soy. And with the cold temperatures that we're having and the freezing temperatures that are coming, if they're not here already, that's just preventing it from maturing anymore. It's not going to. It's done. It's not happening. All right, on the other side of the road here, and I'm not really sure what this plant is. To be quite honest, I'm not sure. I've zoomed the video in. I've froze it. I've tried to do everything. I've drove past it really slow, looking at it, staring at it. You can see it's underwater right there, but I'm going to tell you what I think it is, and I think it is corn. I have looked at it really close as much as I could, and without getting out of my truck and walking up to it to confirm, I can't 100% guarantee it, but it looks like corn to me. There you just seen some more flooded soybeans, and that's going to be something you're going to see quite often throughout this video. That's just yet another standing cornfield. Moving on to the next clip is just more corn. You can see the greens and the different, various colors in the corn also. The color variations from the tans and the greens. And yeah, we're moving this one at full speed because I don't remember why I didn't slow this one down, but right there is the soybean field that we're trying to look at, and you can see the dark color of the soybean field. It is not supposed to be that dark, and as we learned from the soybean video I posted a couple of days ago, link hopefully will be in the description if I remember this time, that one's underwater, but the dark color of the soybeans means that it is water damaged and starting to rot. Alright, welcome back. Thank you for watching. If you want to, give it a thumbs up. I'm not sure anybody would enjoy this type of video or not. It is very informative, but I don't think enjoy is the right word. So yeah, if you like the information, definitely give it a thumbs up. Remember, hit that subscribe button. Just a quick thing about all the food banks that are losing food. I experienced this personally. We have gone to food banks recently. If it wasn't for the grace of certain subscribers that helped us, we would actually be having a shortage here. Now, we did use quite a bit of preps throughout the summer in lockdown situation and things like that. We have managed to rebuild quite a bit of it. We have a food supply to get us through the winter. We do. We have seeds to plant in the spring. I have a lot of empty buckets, a lot of them, and I am going to be planting crops no matter what it takes, no matter where I have to do it. I will be planting in buckets. I will. If I have to dig soil out of my yard to do it, then I'm digging soil out of my yard to do it. That's just how that's going to be. One of the food packets I have, I don't have it with me. It's in a box. I have to dig it out. It's an emergency food bank. It's a little Mylar bag that's sealed tight. Affiliate link for that is in the description. Help yourself. You help me by also buying with my links. And I don't post them often, but when I do, it does support me and supports the channel. The food bank or the food storage thing that I posted, or not food storage, the seed storage thing that I posted there, I actually have had it before and I have used it before. The seeds in it are good. I buy the ones that are heirloom seeds, because if you don't know much about seeds, if you're buying hybrid plants, like when you buy the Walmart plants and it says hybrid tomato, when you plant those seeds from hybrid tomatoes, for one example, it typically does not produce the fruit or the vegetable. Typically it does not. Because of the hybrid nature of it, it won't. So you really need heirloom seeds. Remember that. You can get a good corn crop by using GMO corn seeds. You can get a really good big old fat, them big old pieces of corn. Those aren't natural. They're not. Corn is all not that healthy for you anyway. We grow corn in this country for the animals to eat off of. Now, my opinions. What has happened to our food supply? COVID did not cause this food shortage that we're experiencing. It is not the fault of the virus. Even if you believe the virus is killing as many people as it killed. Not you. You didn't kill them, did you? Anyway, as many people as the virus supposedly has killed. That's not causing a food shortage. It's not. And it's not causing the labor shortage either. The food shortage is causing the labor shortage. It really is. As a truck driver, I was hauling food. I hauled food for a couple of years, actually, refrigerated trailers and things like that. Just before, the last job I was actually hauling was cardboard to a recycling place. The cardboard came from a Kroger warehouse, and it's the cardboard that the farmers ship all the fresh produce in. I've been inside the warehouse. There was a lot of fresh produce in there. Not anymore. It was dwindling down by the end of the year, and that's one of the main reasons I don't have a job anymore. That's one of the main reasons I can't get a job. I seen a comment on one of my videos recently about how easy it could be for me to get a job as an over-the-road truck driver. Two things with that. One, I will not be an over-the-road truck driver. No, it's not happening. I will go work in a warehouse and drive a forklift for a lot less money. I will not be that far from my family. Number two is, in my area, it is not easy to find a job for a truck driver. Not for any truck driver. It doesn't matter if you have a clean record or not. I have an accident that wasn't my fault on my record. It doesn't matter if it was my fault or not. It's an accident on my record, and that is preventing me from getting a lot of jobs. It really is. Wasn't my fault. Somebody came across this way, didn't see me, I was coming this way. They basically blew the stop sign. I hit them. I could not stop. I tried. I really did. Wasn't my fault. I can't get a job because that's on my record. That's just how that works with truck drivers. It really is. They don't want anyone with blemishes on their record, no matter if it was their fault or not. That being said, a lot of people in my local area, central Indiana area, a lot of truck drivers were laid off. Late last year, we had a major trucking company go bankrupt and go out of business due to corruption in their higher ranks. And that has prevented a lot of truck drivers from getting jobs. In fact, yard driver positions that used to pay $21 an hour or more now pay $15 an hour and are very selective of who they get to drive those trucks. Again, they won't hire people that have blemishes on their record, which I have one ticket and one accident. Like I said, not my fault. I cannot get that job. Other thing, will not go over the road. I will not be that far from my family, especially with the coming chaos that we are predicting with the elections and the food crisis that we are already seeing. And that being said, this has been about the most grim video I've posted in a while. I fell in the trap of doing the food shortage videos last year, and I call it a trap because I was doing so many of them, like, you know, once every couple of weeks or so, or once a month at least, and I didn't want to be, you know, grim the truck driver who complains about food shortages. I don't know. It was a repetitive thing for me, and repetitive things for me bother me. I don't like them. So I stopped doing it for quite a while. So I will keep you informed as much as I possibly can with this type of thing. I am not driving trucks currently, as you are well aware of. So I have not seen the crops north of me where I was seeing them last year, where the video clip and from where all those videos came from of flooded crops, frozen crops, and everything else. I have seen all the local crops in my area. They're looking good. But in my area, it's just a small area. There's a lot of crops that are not looking good, especially over in places like Iowa, where they've seen major storm damage over the summer. Yes, major storm damage. So we are still experiencing. What caused the food shortage was not a coronavirus. It was the lack of crops. The corn and the soy we grow is meant for our animals. It's meant to feed the cows and the pigs and so on and so forth. It's meant to feed the turkeys. Yeah, it wasn't a coronavirus. This happened before the coronavirus. If anything, the coronavirus is just being blamed to cover up what's actually happening. Think for yourself. Open your eyes. Question everything. Question everything. Especially me. Question me. If you don't believe me, go look up all the information. You can find it. You can't find it on Google. You can't. You have to type in, use a search called DuckDuckGo. Go watch Ice Age Farmer. He'll repeat a lot of everything I've said and confirm everything I've said. I have talked to him in emails. It's been a while, but yeah, we have talked back and forth about what each other knows. So, yeah. Anyway, this has been James with Grim Survival. Thank you for watching. Remember, hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. And give me 2 of them if you can. Yeah. See you next time.